Hello guys, welcome to another video from Dota. Today I'm going to be bringing you a bit of a different video. I'm going to be bringing you a video on why I think it's really important to know how to support if you want to climb ranked matchmaking, if you want to climb the MMR system, if you want to increase your MMR, and just generally get better as a player. I think being able to support when you need to is very strong and very underestimated, especially when you're not the highest MMR in your team. So yeah, I know it's not a MIPA replay. I know my last video also wasn't a MIPA replay. So I do apologize if you're only here for the MIPA replays. I'd like to, use this time while the picks are going on to kind of say that I want to move away from just uploading MIPA replays. That's going to be the main focus of my channel for now, but I think it constricts me and limits how much I can upload if I only upload MIPA replays. I hope you understand that. Limiting yourself to one game is one thing, but then limiting yourself to one hero is another thing. It gets quite constricting, and I'll end up using up a lot of what I can do with just uploading replays from MIPA. So I obviously play Rubick in this game. I have an Earthshaker as well, so I'm pretty much the 5 position. Earthshaker will want to take the 4 position, and if you don't understand, I'm just going to adjust the volume here a little bit. I'm going to put it there. Okay, so that should be good. Okay, so if you don't understand the positions, obviously number 1 is your carry, number 2 is your mid, number 3 is your offlane. Then you have 2 supports, so you can have a support and a jungler. Mainly, most teams will run with 2 supports. The jungler is usually a support. You're not people who pick lifestealer jungle. It's very much a pub thing. But if once you get to the higher MMRs, past like 4.5k, getting towards 5k, you will definitely see much less jungling. And if someone's jungling, they'll do quite a helpful jungler, like an Enigma, an Enchantress, or a Chan. So I know maybe you might find this a little bit boring, but I think this game is really action-packed. It's a really fun game. I really enjoyed playing this, even if I was playing Rubick. So I kind of want to go over, I've been going on a little bit about other things, but I kind of want to go over what the main focus of this game is, and this video rather, is to kind of show you how important it is to learn how to support and to know how to properly support. That's the thing. People have it in their head that support is the easiest role, and I really disagree with this. That's a bit loud, obviously. I really disagree with this, and the main reason why I genuinely think the easiest role at the start of the game is carry. By far, the 1 position at the start of the game is the easiest role, I think. Supports are heavily early game focused. If you don't perform in the early game, your team is definitely going to suffer in the mid and late. So I play Rubick. I would very much recommend, if you're new to supporting, or you kind of, you don't like Crystal Maiden or your traditional hard support, Rubick is a very good hero to go with because he can do so much, he's so versatile, mostly always a good pick, and he's very fun. So you get a lot there. You get a lot from 1 pick. So the enemy are going to run a Chaos Knight Ogre Magi lane. This is very potent. Once these guys hit level 2, their kill potential is very high, and this is an underestimation that I make in this game. I underestimate their potency at level 2. So here you can see I'm checking the clock. It's about to hit 53. I get some harass on Earthshaker there, on Ogre Magi there with Earthshaker. Takes a bit of damage, but obviously with his regen, he's going to regen up pretty quick. I'm going to stack this camp at 53 seconds, and this is going to stack. Here, Spectre is going to get very low. This is mainly his fault. I thought he'd be okay because Earthshaker's there. Usually you want to have 1 support pulling and stacking, and then 1 support harassing and defensively stunning like that. The defensive stun was too late. Spectre got caught out a bit too hard there. I do kind of veil the pull. I pull it a little bit too late. You mainly want to pull on the Radiant side at about 12-11 seconds, but you mainly want to do it on vision. If you can see on the map here, I'm just going to put out free camera. When the creeps hit about here, you want to start pulling. Maybe this tree here you want to start pulling. So another Reality Rift going to go out on Spectre there. He's getting taken down by the Ignite, and that's 2 deaths in very quick succession. So, I was saying how I wanted to show how important it was to know how to support. And you may at first think, oh, this is a pretty bad example of how to support. These are mainly Spectre's misplays. Like I said, carry is the easiest role at the start of the game. It's very simple. You last hit, you don't get caught out of position. That's basic Dota. But Spectre not playing so well this game, at least at the start. And at this point, the clock, nothing much I could do here, so I'm just gonna get some lane XP. So I'm gonna move away from commentating on the game, go over some points I wanted to make. Obviously, like, I'm staying out of range of them, playing very safe with Rubick. So obviously I'm stacking and pulling, and you'll see that I don't spend much time in the lane. Maybe I should spend a little bit more time in the lane, but Earthshaker should be fine. He is going to re-out me through the trees, but the defensive stun drops onto Rubick. I'll be fine. I'll just tangle up, take some regen here. So you kind of want to stay away from the lane as much as you can, if you can. You want to judge what their lane is capable of. And of course, their lane in this game, CK and Ogre Magi, is very potent aggressive dual lane. And aggressive dual lanes, you will see at all kinds of MMRs. It's very good in pubs. It's very good at exploiting unorganized players, people who aren't on voice communications and such. So I'm going to try and stack this again. Unfortunately, it does fail. It's a bit hard to stack the Scardy creeps. You want to pull them a little bit earlier if you can, so maybe like 52 seconds. I do fail that, unfortunately. But I'm going to pull them here, and this is going to do a nice full pull, and it's going to pull them back to the tower. So pulling is very important, and stacking. Stacking these camps is very important, and if this lane was a little bit freer, say if this like an off-lane clockwork or something, it's going to go up a little bit farther. It's very dangerous. I could be stacking this one. I wouldn't need to be anywhere near the lane. I could do a pull, and then I could move here, stack this, but we don't really have a hero that can take the stacks, so you need to judge, can our carry take the stacks? If not, then don't stack, because the enemy team will probably take them. You want to definitely judge whether you can take the stacks. A Storm Spirit mid, very good, very potent to stack. Shadow Fiend mid, very potent to stack. If you have a Gyrocopter, stack as well. So at the start of this game, it doesn't look so great. I've been doing a couple of pulls. Spectre is level 2 because he died a couple of times. Earthshaker's level 3 because he's been in the lane a lot. Earthshaker going to pick up a Soul Ring. So of course I do play a bit passive. He is going to rail to Rift, but I'm here with the stun. Defensive stun does go down on Ogre Magi. There, the Ignite does come off, but the fish is good. Spectral Dagger going to come out, put some minor damage onto CK here, but some clicks from me, some decent clicks. It's going to bring Ogre Magi pretty low there, but I am out of mana. I do have 2 clarities, and so yeah, so this lane is pretty back and forth. It's a pretty action-packed lane, so it's not really giving me much time to sort of say the main points I want to say, but I will have time to do that. Really nice Sunstrike, gonna come in and hit Seeker there, which is really good. The Spectral Dagger giving the necessary vision for Invokers to land that. Earthshaker kiting out the Ogre Magi, and we're just going to click him up, get some damage on the Freaks chasing me, but they do not manage to cancel my clarity. Ogre Magi does get caught off by a really nice Fisher from a low HP Earthshaker, and Ogre Magi is going to drop. I'm going to give this kill to Spectre. Of course, you can see that I was getting pretty low from tanking Ogre Magi there, and he was pretty close to killing me, but I was confident that Spectre would bring him down, and I really wanted to give that kill to Spectre. So here I pick up Boots, and I pick up Boots before I pick up Wards. Usually you want to go, if you're the hard support, the 5th position, you want to buy an upgraded courier and 1 ward at least. Now, obviously, you can buy wards split now, which is a really nice support change. 75 gold for each ward, as opposed to 150 gold for 2 wards, and you can't buy them separately. So I'm going to pick up my boots, and the reason I'm doing this is because I want to be able to rotate a lot. Their aggressive dual lane is very much based on catching them out of position, so boots obviously help you maintain a good positioning, higher movement speed of course. So it's up to you to make the judgment, and of course supporting is in the early game just a lot of judgment, a lot of judging how the game is going. There is no set in stone way to play a support. You know, is it going to be a stack heavy game? Does my carry have the space for me to just stack the jungle for them? Can they take the stacks? Do I need to stack and pull? Do I need to babysit? Do I need to stay in the lane? Spectre, obviously a hero where you need to stay in the lane. Spectre can't really solo any off lanes really, or any dual lanes. A charge here going to come from Spirit Break, and he does cross the ward. I ping it out. Spectre should realise this. He's going to get caught well and truly out of position. A nice double man stun from me there, but those are literally all I could do. So a big misplay from Spectre. You saw Spirit Breaker charge over the ward, sorry. I pinged him, and he continues to position himself badly. A nice fish is going to come out here, but 4 people bottom. 4 Rubick, I get shackled up, a hasted Windrunner, and very little I could do there. If I had realised the Windrunner was there, I could have maybe hugged under the tier 1, but really not a whole lot I could do there. Invoker is going to get cut out a little bit here. The Spirit Breaker charge going to come down, but a really nice Fisher Cold Snap and the Sunstrike does get dropped, and CK there. CK drops very quickly. And Urn and the Tick's going to go down on Invoker. Shackle does miss. I'm going to lift him back, which may be a mistake, but the Forge Spirit Ticks are coming out very fast. Spectral Dagger there being used on the wrong target, actually. Would have been much better if he'd have used it on Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker is going to get out, but his movement speed isn't quite high enough. The Desolate Tick's going to come out, and they're very good ticks. Sunstrike is going to be off the mark, but another Spectral Dagger is probably going to clean him up. It's only a level 1, so it does very insignificant damage, but it does give him the movement speed sap to get in range of that Spirit Breaker there and pick up the kill. So a nice kill there for Spectre. We're running low on mana, defensive lift, gonna put CK away from the targets he's trying to get, and they're gonna pursue us up. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter the entire time, I'm gonna put this on free camera for you. The entire time he's just farming, rising top. He's taking the tower, he's got completely free CS. We've been able to do absolutely nothing against this Gyrocopter, so he's having a very good lane. I'm gonna re-engage him. Chaos Line getting caught well out of position. Tombstone drops. The Cold Snap, he cannot move. He's just getting completely ticked up by the Cold Snap. Charge is going to come in from Spirit Breaker, and I am completely out of mana. I cannot do anything about the Spirit Breaker. Does manage to pick up the Earthshaker there. Pretty unfortunate for us. A Decay going to come out here, but it's not going to do enough. It's Spirit Breaker. We don't have the disables to do much. A Sunstrike going to come out and do some really nice damage to Ogre Magic here, and he might go down. The Forge Spirit sticks him in a lot of damage. I'm going to maybe move into position to take him out if I can, but he's going to die already. Spirit Breaker is going to charge, but he's going to cancel it, I think. Does cancel it on the cliff, so he's going to have to wait a little while longer before he can, of course, charge off that cliff. So an action-packed early game, really fun game actually. Only 8 minutes, and there's already 7 kills, even games so far. But of course, this Gyrocopter the entire time, rising his way top, doing very well. In terms of the net worth chart, he's actually behind Invoker. This Invoker was a very good player. Very happy with the way this Invoker played him. Really good player. It's not often you will see an Invoker going in Gesort doing this well. So some action going on bottom. Spectre does get picked up again. Of course, our support's not in range. I had to go back to base to get some mana. So kind of casting in this game instead of telling you why it's really important to support. So I'm going to kind of hopefully go back to the points I was trying to make. So of course this game, very aggressive lineup from the Dire team. Roaming around, creating space for Gyro. It's very hard for us to do much. We can't really rotate top to kill Gyro because Spectre cannot jungle. We have to stay bottom. We have to create space for Spectre. Of course, Spectre going top now. Dying is going to get charged bottom. He's going to get stunned up. I'm going to TP here. It's a really nice TP from here. Carrying the TP. I didn't TP to lane to farm. I'm TPing to support. A Fade Bolt going to come out. A defensive stun. The Ice Wall goes down. The Tombstone slow. They can't move. It's almost like they're stunned. Everyone TPing here. Really good free kills for us, no kills for them. 3 kills going in the way of us, completely free. Really nice for us. So you could see that at one point I want to make is a lot of mistakes that people at lower MMRs will make when they're playing support. It's they TP to lanes to farm. People are so used to TP into a tower, a tier 1, when there's no one there just to pick up some farm, that they'll do it on a support. And you wanna walk to lanes, carry your TP. Wasn't quite in range for the lift, so I'm not going to be able to pick up the Ogre Magic, but a nice Fissure is going to stun that CK upwards. Not much real follow-up. I'm getting a bit low. I'm going to lift this Ogre Magic past the Fissure, going to block him off. His pathing isn't so great. The K going to come out. It's on a strength hero, so it's going to do a lot of damage. I do get picked up by the CK, but Ogre Magic does drop. The rest of them going on the CK. It is going to look like we're going to get the CK, so only a level 1 Fissure doesn't do too much damage, but the Invoker there, picking up the clicks, lots of exhaust damage. Echo Slam is going to come out from Earthshaker. It's only a level 1 run. The Enchanted going to go down, stuns him up. 3 kills there for us. We pay a Spectre top. Spectre did die top on his own while we're doing this. I died bottom, but we get some free core kills. Again, Gyrocopter not dying at all. Doing very well this game. So I'm going to talk about my items here. Rubick's a very mana intensive hero. His int gain is very bad for an int hero. Of course, if I try and scroll down here, it does bring up the replay. He has about 2.4 int gain, I think, if I could see. 2.4 int gain. So 2.4 ring, his stack ins are very bad, so expect to be very squishy on this hero. Rubick's quite a hard hero, and there's a lot to take into account. You have to take into account the range on your spells, other people's spells, what they last cast, other people's positioning. Make sure your positioning is good. So he's not an easy hero by any stretch of the imagination. Gonna pick up some nice lasted here with the space I have, and you can see again I have a TP off cooldown, so I'm ready to TP to a tier 1 to save anyone that gets gone on. Earthshaker here is getting charged, and I do sense that Rubick might finish it. In hindsight, it wasn't the best TP. I don't think he's going to finish it. So I've got a random Sage's Mask here, and you may think, oh, what's the point in that? 2.4 mana regeneration, very good. I would very much recommend getting the Sage's Mask before you get the Arcane Boots. Arcane Boots, cheaper now by 100 gold, but still not as cheap as you would like them to be. Do manage to get my level 6, pick up a nice chaos bot there. It's level 3, a very good stun to steal, and we can definitely pick up some kills with this stun. I could go for those last hits, but it's not really worth it. I can definitely get picked up by a reality rift into a stun, and I will evaporate instantly. So I have 2 wards here. There's 2 wards on the map, and they're very jungle. I'm gonna go on free camera here. They're very jungle defensive. Of course, Ogre here, roaming. He is seen by this ward. So this ward, you may think this ward is a bit weird. It gives us vision here, which is really nice to have a little bit of vision here. It's very good against charge. If it charges like this, along here, it is going to show us that. And it's also going to show us someone TP's in here, so it's a very underrated ward to do. People don't really think about these wards when they think about where to walk. A really nice ice wall going to go down here. Tombstone can go down here. I do TP mid, I get a nice lift. So Fade Bolt do come out. It's a level 3 Fade Bolt now. Chaos Bolt does go down on Chaos Knight. It's a lot of damage. Reality Rift in. And another Chaos Bolt goes down. As you can see, Chaos Bolt a pretty cheap spell for a very effective stun. And we just get 3 kills there for free, really. Cooldown going to go down. It's going to do a lot of damage. Going to lift Gyrocopter. Going to lift him closer to the us. A nice ice wall placed down on top of Gyrocopter as soon as the lift goes down. And he is so slow. Gyrocopter does go down. He picks up and dying. Gets a lot of damage on our team, but there's no follow up there for him, and he does get picked up. So you could see, if I'm going to rewind that for you guys. It's currently 13, so I'm going to rewind to 13 minutes. Okay, a little bit more. 12:25. So I'm going to go to my perspective and see what I did. So I obviously have a Sage's Mask, 2 wards. I've got a branch in the base. Don't sell your branches on Rubick. You really need those stats. I cannot overstate how important attributes are on Rubick. So you just keep your branches. Don't sell them. Don't drop them on the floor. You need that extra stat. You really do. So a charge does go out on an Invoker. I make the rotation mid because I'm pretty sure that's where they'll be. And it's a very good call for me to make. Chaos Bolt, 4-second stun. I lift Chaos Knight, stun him on top of the Spirit Breaker. He's completely stunned for so long. And you can see by this rotation, I was able to intercept their initiation on Invoker. The 4-second stun from Chaos Knight, that stolen spell, did so much. It completely nerfed their engagement. Obviously, Colang is going to do a bit of damage here. I could maybe steal that Rocket Barrage, and I do. Rocket Barrage, an incredibly potent spell to steal on Rubick, because it's so easy for me to cast. So you can see there, by doing that, by not dying, by being there to counter-engage Rubick, a very good defensive support. I obviously chuck the Chaos Bolt, stun Spirit Breaker, so he can't follow up his initiation on Invoker. Fade Bolt goes down. Always cast the Fade Bolt early. Don't use it to steal kills. You need to remember that Fade Bolt reduces their damage by 32, and at this point in the game, that is very strong. So cast the Fade Bolt early. Don't use it as a kill nuke. Cast it early to get that damage reduction on the enemy team. And it's AoE, so you're going to reduce their damage output by quite a lot. So make sure to cast that out. A defensive lift brought down on the rest of the heroes, and my contribution to that fight was very high, purely because of those stuns. I didn't move up too far, stayed way back on the edge of my spot range. I'm going to pick up an Urn of Shadows, and again a little bit of a weird pickup. Maybe people think this is a bit strange. It gives me strength, which is desperately needed versus their magic damage. Their physical damage output is still pretty low. We do spot out this Gyrocopter stack. Very nice ward there placed from me, and of course the reason they have Gyrocopter, so you're going to want some vision on their stacks. If you're Dire, you want to place this one to see our Radiant stacks, and if you're Radiant, you want to place this one, or even better, this one, to see Dire stacks. So it's very important to be able to see when the enemy team are taking stacks, and this is your job as a support to give your team as much perspective and information of the map as possible. Don't just place random useless wards. You need information from these wards. A defensive lift is going to come out. It's going to completely cancel Spirit Breaker's ultimate. Cold Snap is going to come out, and Spirit Breaker is going to drop. A Rocket Barrage doing insane amounts of damage to Ogre there. The Fissure does come off a little bit. Spectre is going to drop. Fade Bolt is going to come out. My Rocket Barrage coming out. A bit of a weird Echo Slam is going to come out. The Enchant Tome is going to stun her up. It's Fissure, and you could see how many Rocket Barrages I got off that fight. My contribution, again, very high. Didn't die, and you can see by not dying as a support, I pick up 5 earn charges. I'm level 8, I have 700 gold. I have more than enough gold for wards, smokes, TPs. So I have limited inventory space, so I'm going to pick up the magic wand, which is a really nice pickup, because it's just stats. You really need stats on Rubick. So I kind of want to talk about some of the, obviously rotations, very important as a support. You can see I wasn't in one lane at one time. I wasn't standing in a lane. I didn't really want to give them vision. So if, for example, if I'm here, say these people aren't here. If I'm here, Voka's probably going to pick up a kill on the Serpent Magi, but for the sake of what I'm trying to say, we'll ignore this. If I'm here farming these creeps on my own, the entire enemy team can see me. I'm a very obvious target. Of course, a really nice engagement going to go on bottom, so I'm going to kind of cast this a little bit. I do still like the empowering haste, so that gives us a little bit of mystery, which is really nice. And they're trying to engage into this team. We have an Undying and an Invoker. It's such a nice combination with the Cold Snap. And Winter on it is a little bit quick. She's going to get hit by the Sunspray and the Cold Snap. The Fisher is a little bit off the mark, and I don't think we're going to pick her up here. Fisher a little bit disappointing there. We do get to pick up a kill bottom. So what I was trying to say, if you're a support and you go to farm a lane, the enemy team know that you're in that lane. Even if they don't come to kill you, they know that you cannot help another hero in another lane. So, for example, if I'm farming here, there's a creep wave here. I'm getting some nice XP and some nice gold. Spectre's farming here. Say there's a tier 2 up. I TP'd to this lane to farm this creep wave. Spirit Breaker charges top. What can I do as a support? Spectre dies. Okay, say I walked to this lane. Say I'm not even in this lane. Say I'm hanging around in the jungle with a TP scroll. Spectre's here. The tier 2's up. Spirit Breaker charges her. I TP. I lift him. Someone else TPs. We kill him. Spectre lives. Spectre gets an assist. The difference between having a TP off cooldown as a support, not showing yourself on the map, is huge. If you are there to help a carry, to help a core, at a key moment in the game, you can carry the game. People really underestimate how powerful good supporting is, and it can definitely carry you through MMRs. It can definitely, people think, oh, I need to pick Slark, I need to pick TA, I need to pick Meepo to get to these MMRs. You don't. Play a support that is very good at defensively TPing and turning a fight. Earthshaker, Rubick, Lich, Ancient Apparition not so great, but you could, these sort of heroes with strong stuns, strong disables, good AoE nukes. So these kind of heroes are very good at nerfing an enemy engagement. So the safe lane went pretty badly for us. We're turning it around with these really, really nice fights, these brilliant TPs, good rotations. Our vision is fine. I'm actually going to put up a nice aggressive ward here. So again, I'm going to pause this game for a second because I want to go over one very important point. So a lot of what you'll see at low MMRs is, I can't actually move the camera while it's paused, which kind of sucks. We'll put it on slow and I'll play it. Okay, so a lot of what you will see at lower MMRs, unfortunately, can't I move this camera while it's paused? I can. Okay, let's put it on normal speed. Sorry, I'm not too clued up on the replays, even though I do make videos. Okay, so a lot of what you'll see at lower MMRs is these two wards, this ward and a ward here, tend to be the most popular wards in the game. If you join the game and your friend kind of taught you how to support, most people will start on support because it's, if you screw it up, people can still carry you. You will be taught this ward and this ward are the two kind of common river wards. Give you vision of the runes, good for ganks, they protect the jungle, they kind of protect the safe lane, they kind of protect the mid. They're general good wards, but they're very easy to de-ward. A sentry ward here, if you can see my cursor, unfortunately if you can't, I'll try and draw on the map, I can't. Okay, so just below where Earthshaker is, a sentry ward here will de-ward this, and it will de-ward up here. So this is very detrimental to your team. If you're going aggressive, say we're pushing mid now, where do you think I want the wards? I want a ward here, so we can see if they wrap around on us, and I also want a ward here, so I can see if they rotate from the jungle, and I can see if they move up from here to wrap around on us. It's very important to have versatile vision, and by that I mean it's very important to change your vision based on what your team is doing. Are you playing defensive? Are you at your tier 2? Are they in your jungle? Do you need a ward here? Do you need a ward here or up here? Are they pushing your tier 2 top? Are they pushing your tier 2 bottom? In that case, do you need a ward here? Change your ward positions. Don't have the same ward positions every game. So of course, we're pushing mid. Gonna have a ward here. Gives me vision up here. Gives me vision if they try and do a sneaky ancient stack. I'm gonna put a ward up here because this will give me a vision if they rotate from the jungle. So I know I'm digressing, not digressing, but I'm you know, elongating what I'm trying to say quite a bit. You can see exactly what I said I was going to do. I'm putting the ward where I said I was going to put it. So Shackle does come out on every that, but we're going to pick up Jericho to completely opposition, punished by the Fisher. I do rotate in a little bit late, but that's fine. I have to pick the ward up. So you can see, got a magic wand, got an urn, got my arcane boots, sitting on 1,000 gold. I've been involved in 17 of our 25 kills. That's a sign of a very good support. If you're involved in if you are involved in over 50% of your team's kills, that is a sign that you've done very well as a support, and you should be very proud of that, even if you have quite a few deaths. In this game, I did not a lot of feeding. Shackle is going to come out. A blink from Windrunner is going to secure that Shackle, and I do pick up the Shackle there. Level 4 Shackle, I really wanted that Shackle very, very potent on Rubick, because no spells on Rubick have cast time. Every spell you have, every spell you steal, has 0 cast time, which is so strong. We're going to push up this tower. We've got 2 Forge Spirits, get 2 picks there, so they can't really defend this tower 3v5. Gyrocopter, of course, is going to respawn, and with this Urn of Shadows having so many charges in the Arcane Boots, our push is elongated. We can stay pushing. We're not going to get too low. We're not going to run out of mana. So I have 1,500 gold here, and that's a position you won't find yourself in much as a Rubick. There are going to be times where you're incredibly poor. Of course, each game is different. But of course, this game's been very nice because I've been, I didn't feed in the lane, didn't die once in the lane. I've rotated and helped team fights to get assist. And dying is going to drop here bottom. I'm not currently looking. I do know that that's going on bottom, but I'm looking elsewhere. A really nice Echo Slam going to come in from Ashika, and I don't really need to be there. I do TP out because I didn't realise the damage would be quite that insane. And Ashika going to pick up a kill there. Actually, Invoker does with the Sunstrike. So this Invoker, of course, you could say this Invoker carried us, but I don't think that's a fair assumption when I've been on 17 of about 27 kills. It's this has definitely been a game where everyone played very well. If you're interested, I should have said this at the start of the game. This game was played at the average MMR for this game was 5.1. So it's not a low skill game. So I'm going to go for the Force Staff here, and the Force Staff gives you as a support. The Force Staff gives you a lot more versatility than a blink, because you can help out of position teammates, and that's again something very underestimated by a lot of players. How you can manipulate the positioning of your teammates with Force Staff. You can definitely save people with Force Staff, which is very, very strong for obvious reasons. So we're going to push up the top tower. We're going to get to this tier 1, and you can see I'm rotating to where I think they're going to be. Invoker's pushing the top lane on his own. I stay out of vision range, and I'm ready to lift Spirit Breaker and counter initiate on Spirit Breaker if he charges, because that's a very likely charge. So a lot of supporting is a lot of reading the game. I'm going to pick up a ward here and put the TP on the courier, because I'm just going to pick it up. I'm going to put a ward up here and then get the TP scroll. The charge is going to go on Earthshaker there. I'm not really in position to help that. It is going to drop. Even if I was in position, there was a high likelihood I would have died. The rest of our team wasn't there. And they're all going to push mid, but we do get a free tier 2 top. Well, not free. They do pick up Earthshaker, but relatively free. Spectre is now going to pick up Radiance at 22 minutes, which is not bad considering the lane. And a lot of this is down to how good our team fights have been. So I placed the ward top over the rune, and maybe this isn't that great of a ward. Maybe I should maintain the one in the jungle, but Ogre Magi did deward it. It's a fairly common ward to have. If you're wondering about this one, is the one I'm talking about. It's a fairly common ward to have. Ogre Magi places one there, but I can't see that. And we see them on our jungle. Very good game sense here from Invoker. The Reality Rift is going to come out at that. The Spectral is going to come out. I do still call down, which is really nice. It's going to pretty much be a death sentence for Ogre Magi. It does clip Spirit Breaker there. He's going to get very low on that. The Agents of the Immortal there triggered. Invoker is going to get back up soon. a zombie pursuing up one runner, and you know, Gyrocopter completely on his own, the CK not helping them too much. And we do manage to pick up 3 kills there for nothing, so that's really good. So you can see there, my positioning was good. I TP'd bottom again. My TPs are always off cooldown to help when I need to help, and that's something. If you're only gonna take one thing from this game, it's don't waste your TPs as a support. It's very important to be able to counter to TP, to counter engage. The TP to fights is incredibly important. Because most of the time you're going to be elsewhere, you're going to be stacking, you're going to be warding. So I realised they de-warded that, so I'm going to place this one, and this one gives us a little bit more aggressive vision. It lets us see if they do that camp, and it pretty much lets us see if they're in their jungle, which is strong for us. We want to press our advantage, and wards are a very good way of pressing advantage. I'm going to get caught out here, and the stun does go down on me, but an Echo Slam comes out. I still have cooldown. I probably should cast it, but I'm not keeping track of that. The Ice Wall does go down, it slows them up a lot. The Tombstone as well, so they're incredibly slow. Reality of it's going to come out for me, but it's not enough damage. A pretty tanky Rubick actually. BKB is going to get popped there by Gyrocopter. I don't really want to step in that cooldown. It's still going to do quite a lot of damage to me. I'm going to make the steal and steal a Rocket Barrage. He's still a little bit too far up. I do manage to lift. I'm going to cast a Rocket Barrage and have a nice kill for me. Shackle does come out with the defensive tornado there from Roka. She's going to get very low off that meteor, and she's actually going to drop. So you can see there, nice counter initiation by my team. I get caught out a little bit out of position. They do get a nice stun on me. They get the jump on me, but my team awake and in position to help me there. So we're pretty much just winning this game. And you can see, basically, I'm going to turn the game down just so I can say what I want to say. We're going to maybe pick up an Ogre Match I hit for free. But you can see the potency of these wards basically means we are ahead, we are here. If they try and farm, like, if you watched my Medusa game, what I basically did was exploit the space that we had. I'm going to die here, I think. I'm going to get caught out. Still a little bit far out. It's not much my team can do. So this is a death. I don't really have that many deaths in this game. They do manage to pick up a mega kill streak, but my net worth isn't really that high. We did pick up a tier 3 though. So by having this ward here, and by having this ward here, if they found these camps, any of these camps, if they're just in their jungle, they try and do ancients, we see it, and we can punish that. It's all about reducing the amount of gold they can get out of the map, and increasing the amount of gold you can get out of the map. So our map control is pretty much this, at this point. And that limits them to so little gold, and wards are the best way. Wards are the single best way to reduce the amount of gold the enemy team can get out of the map. So he thinks I put another ward here. The center, you know, if you get, sorry, I just tapped out. If you get dewarded in one position, don't reward that position. That's one of the worst things you can do. Of course, he's trying to look for wards that I maybe have. So what I was trying to say, if you get dewarded in one position, don't reward that position, because he's just going to deward it again, like he did there. Placing this ward here, it's out of range of the sentry, gives vision of CK, gives pretty much the same kind of vision. It glimpses here as well. We get a little bit of a glimpse here. So yeah, you want to keep an advantage. Best way to do that, aggressive wards. If you're behind, best way to retain the amount of gold you can get out of the map. Defensive wards. So for the sake of helping you out, a defensive ward is here, another defensive ward is here, another defensive ward is here, another defensive ward is here, and another defensive ward is here. So aggressive wards, so a defensive ward for the Dire would be this one and this one. An aggressive ward for the Radiant would be this one and this one. So defensive wards are aggressive wards depending on what side you're on, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Charges, he's going to try and never strike, but Cold Snap pretty much just nerfs that. I'm going to lift him back into the Ice Wall. Does BKB, knowing that slow will make his death sentence. Chaos Knight does pick up a BKB, but it doesn't affect his illusion, so Earthshaker does pick up. I'm just going to pick up a free Windrunner here. He's tunnel visioning pretty hard. I just rocket barrage that guy. Sorry, I should put it back on play perspective. We're just getting kills, pretty much clearing up here. They're just tilting really hard. So, you know, you could say that Invoker kind of carried us this game. He did exceptionally well. He really did. But there were a couple of times where they were going to kill him. And support play from me and Earthshaker stopped that. So I really want you to realise this was I played this at like 2 AM on EU West. So the Rogue was 5.7. All of my teammates were above 5.2k. I was the lowest by far, and I don't think it showed too much in this game. I'm going to lift him back instead of sentry. Nice wall placed. Rocket Barrage comes out. Same amount of damage, he's dead. I don't think it shows that I'm the lowest MMR in this game. And yeah, it's just by good support play we kind of sealed the deal on this game. The lane didn't go too well, but we salvaged it. And we made rotations to other lanes and made sure they didn't lose. If you're losing one lane, you've pretty much lost it as a support. You kind of want to make sure you don't lose the other lanes as well. Nice cooldown going to come down and it's going to pick up Earthshake again. If I got might die here, the flat cannon is going to end just in time. I'm going to survive. The end of Shadow is going to come off cooldown. I'm going to wind myself up in case they pursue. Chaos Knight is going to try and go for me, but a nice soul rip here. I'm going to lift him up so he doesn't get the stun off. I have flat cannon at the moment, but the guarding reave is going to make me exceptionally tanky. Once that does come out, and you can't really move with zombies, the BKBs are down. The ice walls have been really good this game. The ice walls have done so much work this game. No strike going to come out, but it's not really going to do much. The damage really isn't there. We're just stomping them at this point. And this game, you know, the enemy team had a higher average MMR than us by about 30 average, so there was no. It's not like they had a lot lower MMR. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not like they were less skilled than us. We just played better than them in this game. Our support play was just so much better. So I know I'm kind of being quiet now, but I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say. And the game's pretty much just ending at this point. If you just want to hang around and watch this, I do appreciate it. So just to go over the points I was making previously, pretty much just taking the racks here. You're losing one lane, make sure you don't lose the other lanes. If you've pretty much lost a lane, if you're a carry, you want to go jungle, or go to the other lanes to pick up farm. If you're a support, you want to make sure you don't lose the other lanes. That's very important to do. Don't stay in a losing lane, because you will just lose it harder and feed even harder. Chaos Slime is going to come out here and it's going to pretty much clean up the illusions. Chaos Knight pretty much is a support this game with a BKB. You're just going to get clean up. Level 4 Chaos Bolt's really nice for Rubick as well with a 0 cast point. So I'm just going to kind of generally chat here as this game wraps up. I recently hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you're one of those, thank you so much. I said this at the end of my Medusa game, but that's like an hour-long game, so I don't expect everyone to watch that. I don't expect everyone to watch this. And I maybe might make a sort of announcement video about what I'm going to do with this channel in the future, if anyone's interested, to be honest. I'm probably going to survive this gank, somehow. Maybe even kill him. I kind of want to make this channel sort of just about helping people understand the game more in every way, not just in terms of meepow. And hopefully people enjoy that and people appreciate that. My frame's going a bit strange here at the moment. I don't know why. Maybe my hard drive's filling up. But yeah, I kind of want to help people understand the game a bit more in every way. And I think supporting is one of the best ways for people to learn the game. And it's so important to know how to support. I think I feel like it's so underrated how a good support can just win games. Of course, if you know, the most reliable way for a sort of lower skilled player, and I don't want to kind of say it like that, but it's kind of reality, the most reliable way for a lower skilled player to climb MMR is just to play the current meta and just to spam, you know. It used to be kind of like Troll Slark. It still is kind of Slark, but now it's kind of Gyrocopter Slark. These kind of heroes, you just kind of spam them, try and climb MMR, and that's kind of the sort of the common way to do it. But I think learning how to really support is definitely underrated and very strong. And you'll get people who say they can support, but then you'll see them or play with them, and they will just sit in the lane and defensively stun, and that's it. Playing support is very much about how versatile you can be, how you can adapt to a bad early game or a good early game. Secure victories, secure map control, defend map control. Obviously, you know, help take Roshan, defend Roshan. It's so much to learn as a support. It's really not as simple as just sitting in the lane, making sure your carry doesn't die. That's like one of the easiest things to do as a support. It's probably it's not the most important thing either to do as a support. I don't think, you know, it's your carry's job to make sure he doesn't die, and you're there to help get kills and make sure that the enemy lane knows you're there, so they can't just get a free kill every time. So I'm gonna try and maybe upload some more Meepo replays if I can. Like I said, it's kind of, I don't want to restrict myself too much to just Meepo replays, because it's kind of like, I need to play him a lot, and then I need a good Meepo game, and then I need a Meepo game that's different from the other Meepo games I've played. It's kind of hard to constantly upload Meepo games as much as I do play him. I do play a lot of other heroes, I play a lot of other positions, I scrim a lot, I play in teams, I don't just pub stomp and play Meepo. That's one of my least favourite things to do actually, is just to pub stomp. I don't really enjoy it too much. So we're just pretty much stomping them, we just 5-0'd them there. So it's pretty much GG. And, you know, we weren't too far behind if we kind of look at the gold graph at the start of the game. And they were clawing a little bit of an advantage, but we're 30,000 gold ahead of them. Yeah, we've won. We weren't too far behind, but our safe lane definitely was, and that safe lane is definitely something you could tilt from. But our team, we didn't really tilt that much. And I was also, one last point I want to make, 6.84 I think is the best patch to get into supporting. It's definitely the most forgivable. It's definitely the most fun patch to supporting. There's many items that are good for supports. There's many changes that are very support friendly. So if you kind of strayed away from supporting before, because it was kind of thought it was a bit boring, or it was kind of punishing, or it was very hard, definitely a lot easier in 6.84. A lot more forgiving and rewarding. So thanks for watching, guys. I do get a charm victory there, which I'm pretty happy about. Getting a lot of sets off the compendium actually. If you haven't bought the compendium, I'd really recommend it because it's like really good value. But anyway, guys, enough of that. Thanks for watching the video. I do hope you enjoyed this, even though it is a bit away from what I usually do. Look out for more Meepo videos. I'm going to try my best to upload as much Meepo as I can. I'm going to try my best to upload more as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.